The British were placing tax on the colonists. The colonists saw this as unfair and believed that they shouldn't have to pay the British for something that they have started. This was 2 years after the French and Indian War, where the British military was present. They expressed all their issues through the declaration of the Stamp Act Congress. This took place in New York in 1765. In the Stamp Act, the colonists explained why they felt that their rights were being violated. They set up a line, and if the British crossed it, then retaliation would take place. This was the first the colonists were seen taking a stand against the British.
The revolution was started initially by the colonists and their desire to separate from the British crown. The English government had been pressing the colonists too hard with the unrepresented taxes they were placing on them, especially through the Stamp Act. Due to the Stamp Act, the colonists called the Stamp Act Congress together as their first retaliation against the British.
The British retaliated with a declaratory act, crossing the line that the colonists set up. This said that the colonists were required to be loyal to the British and had to depend on the king for everything. The Tea Act was then published by the British Parliament, stating that the colonists had to be taxed on tea, which made them only buy tea from the East India Company. This forced the colonists to help the British financially. The northern colonists' reaction to this was Common Sense, written by Thomas Paine in January 1776. This document was the catalyst for the American Revolution. It stated that the colonists wanted separation from the British.
The catalyst that really pushed the colonists into revolution was the release of Thomas Paine's Common Sense. Prior to its release, the colonies were split between those loyal to the British Crown and those who wished to become a separate nation. After its release, many colonists realized that a separation from Great Britain was unavoidable. Due to this shift in the opinions of the colonists, the revolution was really set into motion.
Before the publication of Common Sense, the northern and southern colonists were separated. After, they were brought together. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776. He wrote that the government should protect the rights of its people, or they will be overturned. He used the ideas of John Locke and other thinkers.
The point of no return came when the colonists wrote the Declaration of Independence. After it was written and sent to the king, the colonists were set for war. They wanted independence, and now the king knew it. At this point, war was unavoidable.
The American Revolution changed the meaning of democracy from religious freedom to the freedom to vote for your own leaders and your own civil liberties.
In our opinion, the American Revolution was a complete failure.
Due to the fact that the Civil War happened 100 years afterwards, and women's rights movements did not come into play until the 1920s.